Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Lydia and today's video is Magic Monday. I have with me Kate, who did the DCP, oh no, in the summer and fall
Of
20.
2019. So a little
Thank
bit ago. A little bit different than how things are nowadays.
Yeah. So you got to be in like the classic housing, correct? Let me pull up
Yeah, pre-Flamingo Crossings days.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first I love this. So yeah, so like the first question is what college apartment did you live in?
Yeah, so I was in the Commons and I loved it there. There was the whole complex where it was like the Commons, Patterson, and Chatham that were all like right by each other, and then Vista Way was a little off a ways and their own little corner. We were right across from Disney Springs, and so it was a really nice area. And actually now these apartments are just like available for people to live in, so that's super cool. But yeah, it was really nice. We had six girls living in our three-bedroom, but we had in-unit laundry, which I know is normal now, but it was not normal back then. So we were very lucky to have that. And we still have the buses, just as everyone does now.
That's cool. So like they didn't knock them down. I'd heard that they knocked down like the originals, but they still have them.
They renamed Vista Way to Emerald Grove to kind of Vista Way had a bit of a reputation for being for parties. People would go to Vista Way to party, and so they changed the name to Emerald Grove. But Commons was kind of more of it was considered the retirement home for some
Oh,
reason. It was a lot quieter, a lot more peaceful, and so it is still the Commons to this very day.
that's awesome. And then the second question is, what was your role?
So I was a concierge at the Grand Floridian. That was one of my top choices. So I was really, really excited. And then it was my number one choice for a location. So I got super lucky and I loved it. There were a total of 5 CPs at the Grand Floridian. We were all on the Fall Advantage program. So we were there from May until January. And they had just combined the roles of front desk and concierge. So, like, front desk would normally do like checking in, checking out, all that stuff, while concierge would do like your fast pass reservations, your dining, all of that. They just combined it. So, I got all of that training in one. And it was about 5 days at Disney University. We were in a computer lab and we learned like 6 or 7 different computer systems, and each one did something different. So it was a lot to learn, but it was really cool because we had access to so much that we could use to help guests.
That's awesome. I love that. And then like what would you do on your days off?
For the first like 3 months, like for the summer, I don't think I left Disney property like ever. I didn't have a car, so I just had the buses. So I made a bucket list and just started crossing things off. So we did the 4 parks 1 day challenge. We did, what else did we do? Tried to do all the restaurants and get on all the rides, meet all the princesses, and do like all those, like, try to do as many of this thing in 1 day as possible. I somehow had the 4th of July off. So I was in Epcot on the 4th of July and got to see those fireworks, which was really cool. But yeah, that was like the first part of the program. And then kind of broke out of the Disney bubble once fall arrived. I got a Universal pass and I started going to Universal, went to Halloween Horror Nights. I started going to the beach, and then I got a car, and that made things a lot easier. So I did a lot of like the antique shops around the area, like over in Winter Park. I loved going over to Celebration, going to their farmers markets. So I definitely enjoyed getting out of the bubble a little bit towards the end of my program. And then in the last month, I was in the Candlelight Processional at Epcot. So most of my days off, I was over at Epcot singing on stage.
That's so cool.
It was
And
so fun. I'm waiting to hear back on this year's Candlelight. They should be sending out emails about it this week.
that's really exciting. So is that like I've heard of it, but is that like a Christmas service, I'm guessing? Or
Yeah, so it's part of the Epcot Festival of the Holidays, and It's like the whole month of December, and there is a 50-piece orchestra. There's a choir of about 200. It's a mix of cast members and high school students that come from all around the country to come and sing. There's the Voices of Liberty, and then there's a celebrity guest narrator. So I got to perform with Neil Patrick Harris, which was really cool. Whoopi Goldberg usually comes. And it's about an hour-long show, and you tell the story of the Nativity. And so you've got all the songs. You got Joy to the World, Hallelujah, What Child Is This?
That's
And
so cool.
you rehearse all through the fall. You don't get paid to do it, but every show that you do, you get a comp ticket. So I left that season with 15 comp tickets from Candlelight.
That's awesome. Did you ever either see or do the one where Jodie Benson was there? Did you see that?
I don't think I don't think that was one of the narrators the year that I did it.
Okay. So I know she did it this past year or something. So it's
Yeah. I hope she's a narrator this year. Jodie Benson's one of my faves.
mine
So
too.
yes.
Oh man. And then what was your favorite restaurant that you ate at Disney?
I am a huge fan of Sanaa at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I love their bread service. You can go and get like 5 different types of naan and like 9 different sauces. And it's like pretty reasonably priced. And I always go share it with some friends, and you can like see the animals and stuff. Like outside, there's like giraffes and zebras. And so it's really easy to get a reservation, and the food's not that expensive. So I was there a lot on my college program.
That's awesome. I'm trying to see if saying the same thing, which all my friends like, you say the same thing, which I don't realize I do it.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, what was your favorite day working and why?
so I think the statute of limitations is expired on this one, and I can tell this story. This is 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes we would have shifts in concierge. They're called runner shifts, where you weren't at the front desk, and your job was to, like, if someone got Amazon packages, you would bring them up to the room. If someone's like Star Wars droid broke, you could take it to Galaxy's Edge and get it fixed. And one of the jobs was whenever we had our VIP suites at the Grand, and we would go up and we would restock their mini fridges, kind of like basic like soda, water, stuff like that. So the Jonas Brothers were touring at the time, and Kevin Jonas was staying at the resort. This was 4 years ago. And I was told by my leader that, hey, he's probably out in the park, so now's probably a great time to go and refill his mini fridge. So I went up, my little basket of soda, knocked on the door, and who opens the door but Kevin Jonas?
Are you serious?
And I prepared myself for this possibility, because like
Yeah.
Disney is very like strict on like if you interact with a celebrity, like you are
Mhm.
not to freak out, you're not to ask them for autographs, you are just to treat them as you would any guest or any VIP.
That's hard.
And so he opens the door, and I'm like, hello. And I asked him if he wanted his sodas refilled. Normally they're just like, yeah, like I'll take 2 Cokes, and you hand it to them. He's like, no, come on in. And I'm like,
Stop. Are you joking?
okay. So I go in, and I'm greeted by this tiny little Yorkie puppy wearing a vest that says security. It's his dog. He's like, oh, you can pet my dog if you want. And I'm like, I'd love to. So I'm petting Kevin Jonas's dog. And I go in, wife and kids just chilling in the living room, hanging out. I go to refill their fridge. It's completely like packed. So it's like taking me a while. And so I'm just like chatting with them. Like, they were so kind and so sweet, and they are really just like normal people, normal families who like the Disney Junior Dance Party. And so it was really cool to just like get to have that conversation. And it killed me because I couldn't tell anyone about it because of like security, but it has been 4 years now. So
I think you're safe.
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
But that was one of my favorite days. And then another one was we were at the time building the Enchanted Rose Lounge, and it was just about to open. It was late at night. As a CP, you work late nights. So usually I'd be there till like 1 a.m. It's like midnight.
My word.
One of my favorite leaders comes up. It's like, hey, do you want to see something? And I'm like, sure. And he takes me upstairs and like draws this curtain, and it's Enchanted Rose. And no one had seen it yet. They were still painting the murals on the
Mm-hmm.
walls. And I got to like walk around and like check it out. And like they'd apparently just lifted the hard hat, like Imagineers only
Mm-hmm.
rule. So I was one of the first like non-Imagineers in management to get to go into the Enchanted Rose. And so that was really cool.
Wow, you had it good at the Grand Floridian.
It was a good time. I loved it there.
Wow. That's so cool.
Yeah, the leadership there was amazing. You got really great like interactions with the guests. It was really awesome.
So like what happened if like I know you call him like your boss is like because you got to talk to Kevin obviously.
Mhm.
Were you able to tell your boss or was that like you had to keep it on the low side? Like
Oh, everyone, like all the cast members knew that like
okay.
he was there. I probably was just like, oh yeah, like he was in the room.
Yeah, we didn't say like
I
I didn't
wasn't weird. Just so you know, I wasn't weird or anything. Like it,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, because we can all like you can see everyone's reservations. So everyone
That's
knows.
true.
It's more of you're not going to post this on social media. Like that's the big one is don't post on social media where a celebrity is
Oh,
staying.
yeah.
That's where they're sleeping and they don't want people to come and
Yeah.
find them.
Because like imagine if Taylor Swift was in that room.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I think they would need like, I don't know, 100 people to like make sure.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
gotten some very high profile visitors. I mean,
yeah.
Bob Iger comes to Disney World and he has to stay somewhere.
Yeah. I just
So
love how like celebrities like still love to like vacation there. It's just cool to hear like that they just on their trips
yeah,
they go
because the
there.
whole thing is they just want to experience it like a normal person and they want to escape and like just have fun and relax. And so they don't want people bombarding them.
Yeah. And then what advice would you give people thinking of doing the college program?
I would come in with an open mind and just really be ready for any kind of adventure that could come your way because it's Disney World open 24 hours, 7 days a week, every day of the year. And there's so much that goes into things. And so if someone asks you, like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to try working this event? Do you want to learn this skill? Like, just always say yes because you never know what could come of it. And that could lead to a really cool career down the line. Then I would also say, get out of the Disney bubble every now and then, go to the beach, even go to Universal. It's so different. It's still a theme park, but it's different. Go to the farmers markets, go to Celebration, Winter Park, Winter Garden. There's a drive-in movie theater out in Lakeland. There's a lot to see outside of the theme parks. And I think it's really important for the experience and keeping your perspective too, and not just living in a bubble for 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely if you have a car, get out there and explore.
That's so cool. Like that's amazing advice. I actually the last time I went to Disney, we went to a Christmas show that Celebration had.
Yes, the now snowing. That was one of
Yeah.
my favorite nights of my college program. So fun. They've got like ice skating and the snow falling from the sky and
Yeah.
all the houses are beautifully decorated.
Yeah, I was just surprised because I've never seen like a neighborhood like go all in and have like lights going with music. I was
Mhm.
like, wow.
I don't fully consider Celebration to be outside of the Disney bubble because it's very much a utopian, like everything's perfect, Disney built it. But one of my favorite things to do is to go over there and pretend that I have the means to live there and go to their farmers market and eat at their diners and stuff. It's just cute.
That's awesome. I said it again. I changed my vocabulary.
You're good.
And the last question is, do you have any magic moments that you'll never forget?
I would have to say probably one of my last days at the Grand Floridian. So my time at the Grand Floridian came to a close a lot longer than I thought it would. I went seasonal in January of 2020, right after the end of my CP, staying
Mhm.
at the Grand Floridian, staying in the same role, but I was being cross-trained over to club level concierge, which is like our higher tier where the VIPs
Mhm.
stay and things like that. So I got trained in, and my 1 week as being club concierge was the first week of March of 2020. And I loved it. It was great. You're like the one concierge for like the whole building, and they come to you for some more specialized
Mhm.
things. They will want more help with itineraries, last minute reservations, because these are the people paying $1,000 a night, so
Mhm.
they can get they get a lot of good things. And so I, being in this position, had a lot more access to little extra things like extra fast passes and last minute dining reservations. I was able to pull some more strings for these people.
Mhm.
And so I had a family sit down with me, and I was helping them with something like their magic band wasn't working, like something
Yeah.
easy like that. And I was just chatting with them, and they were like, "Yeah, like honestly, our like spring break is not really what we thought it would be." They were a multi-generational family, so they had like little ones, they had grandparents, they had there was a mother who was expecting a child, she was
Mhm.
pregnant. And so there wasn't really a lot that they could all do together because the pregnant mom couldn't do most of the attractions. The little ones were too short. They still had teenagers wanting to do thrill rides. So they were like, yeah, like it's been fun, but like we haven't really gotten any time to spend together. And so I like listened to that. And then like they went up to their room, and I'm like messing around on the computer. And I was able to get them all like a bonus fast pass for VIP viewing for Epcot Forever. And they came back down. I was like, hey, like, I got this all for you. I know you're going to Epcot tonight. Like, go have fun, watch fireworks together. You've got the best seats in the house. And so
Mhm.
they were so excited. They went and did that. And then the next day, which I didn't know at the time was my last day working at the Grand Floridian, they came back and they were like, that was honestly like the highlight of our vacation. Like we all got to watch these fireworks together and like have that family moment, and like just like thank you so much. And it just like meant a lot because like they took the time to like come back and tell
Mhm.
me. And especially because like that was the last magical moment I got to make in that role, because what ended up happening was COVID shut everything down, and they only brought back the full timers and part timers. Anyone who was seasonal just was separated from the company. We had to just reapply when the time came, which took about a year for applications to drop again. And that's when I came back part time concierge at the boardwalk for a couple of months.
Mhm.
Then I ended up going off to do some internships back home in Michigan. And now I'm back at the company full time in a bit of a different role. I'm over in the entertainment department. So that's been a whole journey of its own. But I always look back really fondly on my days at the Grand Floridian.
That's so cool. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was really magical.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It was a fun little trip down memory lane.
Yeah.